Jasper Wu, Fremont, California, 23 months young, murdered by senseless gunfire. The 23-month-old was asleep in his car seat riding in his mother's white Lexus on southbound Interstate 880 in Oakland, California, when the car he was riding in was struck by gunfire Saturday afternoon. Little Jasper was shot in the head. He was rushed to Oakland Children's Hospital, suffering from a head injury, where he later died from his injuries. The CHP said he was likely killed by a stray bullet on Interstate 880 in Oakland, California, while sitting in the back seat of his mother's car. The family is heartbroken after the 23-month-old lost his life to senseless gunfire. There is a shock and sadness about an innocent life lost across the Bay Area while police search for suspects. It's just so devastating and so sad, I just can't believe it. I always see the family in front of the house with kids and their mom, said neighbor Lucy Tovar. A motorist said we heard it was a shooting, and an hour later we heard a child was involved. It's just heartbreaking, the motorist said. The California Highway Patrol says the child was likely caught in the middle of a gun battle. Evidence collected on the northbound side of the freeway may indicate the victims were not targeted, and the child passenger was struck by a stray bullet. The family is very heartbroken and upset, and they would like for those responsible to surrender. If you or anyone you know have any information about the Interstate 880 freeway shooting, please call Oakland, California. Crime Stoppers, 510-777-8572.
It's continuing to tirelessly investigate this incident, and detectives are looking into leads as we speak.
The Highway Patrol is calling on anyone who may have been in the area at the time of the shooting and may have dash cam video perhaps or other information to please call authorities. In the wake of Jasper's killing, Oakland leaders are demanding some solutions here. ABC 7 News reporter Luz Pena talked with the president of the Oakland Police Officers Association, who says the violence on the streets is ending up on the freeways.
It was 2:10 p.m. Saturday when a family was driving home on I-880 in the city of Oakland, and a bullet hit and killed 23-month-old Jasper Wu. He was sleeping in his car seat.
And the level of gratuitous violence on the streets of Oakland has crescendoed to a point we haven't seen in over a decade.
We sat down with the president of Oakland's Police Officers Association, who said Wu's killing is the second freeway homicide they've had in the last 3 weeks.
We hit 119 homicides over the weekend. We had 109 for all of last year, 75 the year before that. Violence is spiraling here in Oakland, continuing to escalate on the streets.
His main concern is seeing violence on the streets of Oakland moving into the freeways. What's happening in Oakland?
Well, from our perspective, what you have is you have an attriting police department. We're down to 681 police officers. That's over 100 less than we were just 18 months ago.
Oakland's council member Noel Gallo believes Wu's family was caught in the crossfire of a gang-related shooting.
At one time, we did have a gang prevention task force within our police department that specifically dealt with that activity of gang, because the gangs right now, from the norteños, sureños, and now we have Central Americans, and now we have even the Mexican cartel del Sinaloa that's present in our streets.
Councilmember Gallo wants to see that gang task force come back, along with more police presence.
We're in the process of, through the academies, increasing the number of officers.
Another key solution that other East Bay cities have implemented are cameras on the freeways. Meanwhile, Wu's family is asking for those responsible to turn themselves in.
He's getting ready to celebrate his second birthday next month. His family is grappling to deal with his death as his mother pleads for help from the community to help find his killers. ABC 7 News anchor Dion Lim has her message new at 5.
From Sky 7, family of 23-month-old Jasper Wu gathered at a makeshift memorial along the southbound lanes of 880 in Oakland. This burning of incense and joss paper is how many Chinese pay respects to the deceased, ensuring a comfortable afterlife.
Little baby on a stretcher. There's a baby on a stretcher?
Little Jasper was in a car with his mother, aunt, and cousins on the way home to Fremont when a bullet went through their front windshield. Sources tell me Jasper was shot in the forehead, caught in gang crossfire. Jasper's mother, Cherry Ann, invited us to the Fremont home she shares with family Monday afternoon. Surrounded by friends and community leaders who offered translation, Cherry reflected on picking out a cake for Jasper's second birthday next month. And that he was an incredibly good boy.
聪明的小孩，他就是很
He's always just such a wonderful child to me.
Compounding her heartbreak, Cherry's husband is flying to San Francisco from Shanghai tonight. He has never even seen his son in real life, only via video chat, unable to visit, an unfortunate circumstance of the COVID pandemic.
发生这样的事情，我们就
I
要
have
求
been a full-time mom. Even when I was pregnant, I was by myself.
As Fremont Councilwoman Teresa Kang, Vice Mayor Yang Shao, and Mayor Lily May offered condolences and support, they shared this strong message.
We will not tolerate this in terms of the violence and the outcome for our families. We need to be in solidarity together and show our sincere support and heartfelt empathy, sympathy for the families at this time.
Cherry made a plea of her own.
当时走880的那个路，
This is such a huge loss to us, and we cannot accept his departure. I do want to call on the community for your help. If you were on Highway 880 during that time, please give us any information that you have.
The family asks for privacy as Jasper's father processes this tragedy. In Fremont,